What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Hear Me Out Podcast and Frank Analysis. I am your host, Franco. I'm going to talk about this new Trump ad that's come out that just reveals how all he has to do is show the Democrats speaking, and that just reveals their hypocrisy. Because a lot of the stuff that they've said in the past doesn't live up to the stuff that they're doing now. Before, the Democrats were all about hashtag Me Too and believe all women. And I made a video about how Alyssa Milano deleted hashtag Me Too from her bio, and how Simone Sanders, who's the campaign manager of Joe Biden's campaign, and how she deleted all her tweets that had anything to do with Dr. Christine Blasey Ford and Brett Kavanaugh, back when all the Democrats were using that to attack Republicans. Believe all women, hashtag Me Too. Alyssa Milano made this tweet. I'm aware of the new developments in Tara Reade's accusations against Joe Biden. I want Tara, like every other survivor, to have the space to be heard and seen without being used as fodder. I hear and see you, Tara. Hashtag Me Too. This is Alyssa Milano trying to twist herself into a pretzel. It's either I believe all women or you don't believe all women, because this is saying that she does not believe all women. She's saying that she's pretty much saying that there should be more evidence and that it shouldn't be used as fodder. Even though that's kind of like what the Democrats did during the Brett Kavanaugh hearings. So here's an ad here that Trump did. And it's just using the Democrats' own words during the Brett Kavanaugh fiasco that happened.
Welcome, Hillary. It's great to have you here.
I am thrilled to be part of your campaign, to not only endorse you, but to help highlight a lot of the issues that are at stake,
A former U.S. Senate employee has come forward alleging former Vice President Joe Biden sexually assaulted her.
His hands were on me and underneath my clothes.
You have a right to be believed. We're with you.
Do we value women? Do we believe women?
Women should be believed.
We believe women.
I'm very disappointed that there are those who continue to not believe women who come forward. It is not easy, but they should be believed.
She is putting herself out there, knowing that they're going to try and excoriate her. And she has the courage to come forward. She has nothing to gain. So what does she have to gain?
I stand with survivors.
The woman should be given the benefit of the doubt.
These white men, old, by the way, are not protecting women.
Showed the kind of compassion and caring that we need from our president, and which Joe Biden has been exemplifying throughout his entire life.
Look, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Hillary for joining us in this conversation today.
That was brutal. As you can see, all he has to do is just show the Democrats speak. And that reveals their hypocrisy. The majority of these women that were shown there, actually all of them, are saying that they believe Joe Biden, or are not even acknowledging anything about Tara Reade, despite all this new evidence coming out, like her mom being on the Larry King show in the 90s talking about what happened to her daughter, and her neighbor coming out. I made a video on that, so you can check that out if you want to listen to more depth on that. What's most notable here that I want to talk about is Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, who, when asked about Tara Reade and the new evidence that's coming out that's corroborating with Tara Reade's story, Gillibrand said, I stand by Vice President Biden. He's devoted his life to supporting women, and he has vehemently denied his allegation. So this is putting Joe Biden above women here. What happened to believe all women, which is what Senator Kirsten Gillibrand was all about during the Brett Kavanaugh hearings? What this reveals is that these Democrats, they only care about their careers. Whenever rape allegations are going against the Republicans, they'll use that as fodder, is what Alyssa Milano said. There was somebody on Twitter who pointed out how they view women who are victims of rape as a political football. So when it's used against somebody on their side who's a Democrat, they'll say, "Oh, there needs to be more evidence. We can't just believe all women." It's pretty much what they're saying. But when it's a Republican, it's all, "Oh, we got to believe all women." Look, they just care about their careers. They don't actually care about women. Just to show more of the Democrat hypocrisy, like in how the whole hashtag Me Too stuff was revolving not just around Brett Kavanaugh, but around Harvey Weinstein and his abuse towards women. The damage control advisor, Anita Dunn, was hired for Joe Biden's campaign to work on damage control for Joe Biden. Now, this goes without mention of how Harvey Weinstein was investing a lot of money on Democrats, and he donated a lot of money to Hillary Clinton and her foundation and her campaign. And Hillary Clinton was actually trying to hide the stories of Harvey Weinstein's abuse towards women. But then when Harvey Weinstein's stories were put front and center in the mainstream news, because there's no way they could hide evidence anymore, they decided to throw Harvey Weinstein under the bus, and they started this whole hashtag Me Too stuff because of Brett Kavanaugh. So whenever it's in their interest for their careers, they'll use female victims. But when it's used against them, they'll hire people like Anita Dunn, and they'll try so hard to downplay this stuff. And this is also showing how Trump, all he has to do is just show what Joe Biden says or what other Democrats say, and then just put his stamp at the end of the ad, like how he did here. So I'm getting this video from Nico House of the MCSC network. So if you haven't seen this ad yet, but this perfectly shows how all he has to do is show Joe Biden's mental cognitive decline in his speeches and just make an ad on that.
Let's check out this new ad by Donald Trump.
Oh, not another commercial.
The kid used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I love kids jumping on my lap.
It's going to be a bloodbath for Donald Trump towards Joe Biden. And I brought up in the video that I did with my co-hosts on HMO podcast with Dro and Brooks, BT. Shout out to them. Subscribe to HMO podcast. I brought in the last physical video that we did together, not ones that we are doing now through Skype, but the one where I was with Dro. I brought up how all Trump has to do is show all these pictures and videos of Joe Biden touching kids. I mean, we can go back here in this video and see how uncomfortable this girl is. All Trump has to do is just play this video.
We need from our president,
here,
and which Joe Biden has been exemplifying throughout his entire life.
That's all Trump has to do, is keep putting out videos like that of Joe Biden making people feel uncomfortable. And I do want to point something out, in that Hillary Clinton made an ad recently where she's talking about women and how they need to be heard if they've been sexually abused. Now, I could be, this is going to sound conspiratorial, but I think the Democrats might be trying to have Joe Biden step down. There's way too much that Trump can attack Joe Biden on, just on personality of Joe Biden, just on just based on Joe Biden's personality alone and his record and the way that he treats little girls and how and all this, let alone Tara Reade's story. The Democrats and their hypocrisy make it way too easy for Donald Trump and Republicans. Thanks for watching that segment of Hear Me Out. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below so you can get the latest on sports, pop culture, and progressive politics. Stay informed.